when you edit
We can like put a good, yeah, we
it.
can. All right. Welcome everyone. I am Jaclyn Luongo. I'm the Director of Sales and Business Development for PDO Max. I am here with Amy Harrington from Glacial Rx. We are here to chat with you about our affiliation and how amazing the synergy of Glacial Rx and PDO Max, AfterGlo and GlowPin work together. So thank you so much for being here, Amy. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, Jaclyn. Thank you for having me.
Course. So Amy, please share with us about Glacial and the company. I want our listeners to hear, how amazing it is, and maybe share the story of how we met too.
Yeah, for sure. So first off, I'm so excited about this collaboration and working with you and your team. I really do think that there's so many synergies between our two products, and I'm excited to see what happens moving forward in the hands of our clinicians and our practices. So you and I have met actually by being introduced through Dr. Emer. Dr. Emer has been using both the Glacial Skin platform, Glacial Rx in his practice, and also uses the PDO Max products in his practice. And immediately, once he started using our device, noticed a really great clinical synergy between our two products, and basically just said, "Hey, you two should meet." And then Jaclyn and I started the conversation, and here we are.
Absolutely. And to top that off, we got to meet at one of our provider's office, and I got to have the treatment that combined Glacial RX and PDO Max and GlowPen at Alexis Robertson's practice.
That's great.
Dr. Emer has been working with her with his skincare line. And we just had a webinar with him recently, and he talked about the really this trio of Emer skincare, Glacial, PDO Max, GlowPen, and Afterglow. And so I've had the treatment and I thought it was amazing. My skin felt amazing and really improved, even with just the tightness in my skin. And I got compliments for weeks after. I can't wait to see Alexis again for another treatment.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that after your treatment that people were commenting on how good your skin looked, and you were lucky enough to, I think, have holiday photos a few days after your treatment. So you
I
planned
did.
that really well.
Absolutely. It was a great timeline for sure. So, tell us a little bit, Amy, about who your market is for Glacial RX, meaning aesthetic market and also the more medical part of what Glacial RX offers.
Yeah, so Glacial Skin is a brand that's under R2 Technologies, and we really have revolutionized our product with the use of very effective cryoaesthetic solutions. And really, our patient is anybody. Our patient is anybody that walks in your door. And so that means that our target market in the United States is really very broad, because we both cater to estheticians and medical professionals. So dermatologists, plastic surgeons, cryo clinics, wellness clinics. We really are, again, it's pretty much any patient that walks in the door. So we first started off catering to medical professionals only, and realized that there was, with the expanse of our product portfolio, that really it was any patient and it fit into any kind of practice.
That's great. And hence why we are have worked together with some of the aesthetic market and with the medical component. When it comes to PDO Max, we have some practices working on some protocols for the glacial treatment post threads for that inflammation part, and
Yes.
that's being tested out there. And then also incorporating opening the channels with glow pen and afterglow, and using the phase from the machine, and being able to really enhance and boost the service that way. So it's a wonderful synergy of protocol for sure.
Yes. Yeah, the fact that our treatment is not painful and actually works in synergy with other treatments that and modalities in the medical practices and the med spas that are maybe not as comfortable. We really do work well with any other device because we believe that we're getting results, tangible results, without causing that discomfort and pain. And when other treatments are done that cause heat and discomfort, our clinicians are actually doing our treatment after those treatments, and taking down that discomfort, actually reducing the discomfort immediately, but also reducing the downtime from those other procedures.
Makes sense. It's a great compliment to even we spoke about it recently on a webinar to laser treatments that our practices are doing, and microneedling that might be at a deeper
Yes.
points versus our glow pin, which is point 0.5. So I've had some great feedback from our reps that are out there in the nation, working with your team, and it's been a great compliment so far. So we're excited for further partnership, and I think it's important to share why we chose to work together, and that's one of the reasons we're seeing even more boosted results with the complement of these services together and how they work in synergy together.
Yes, for sure. We're very at Glacial Skin, we're very intentional about our approach, and we're very committed to providing really good quality solutions for healthy skin. And that's exactly why we decided to collaborate with PDO Max, because we immediately saw, and especially, my first experience with the two products together was at your treatment at Alexis's. And I saw that immediately. It was like an aha moment, like, oh yes, this is fantastic. Like there's this kind of a no-brainer that we're collaborating together, because the Afterglow with the glow pin, that product is standalone, delivering really great results, but it seamlessly integrates with the Glacial Skin platform. So it can be integrated into our Glacial Gloss protocol, and it can be integrated into the Glacial Glide protocol, so seamlessly, and they work clinically together. So we truly do believe that we're elevating the patient's experience by providing these two products together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can attest to that for sure personally because of the results that I received. Are there other modalities or combo treatments that you have seen Glacial complement and fit into practices? Outside of Glow Pen, Afterglow serums, what else are you seeing out there that I'm sure we are that our other practices have, whether it is certain lasers or just anything else, like you said, those treatments that are not as comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, the really fantastic thing about the Glacial Skin platform is that it can be integrated into so many different other treatments, but it also achieves elevated results, and an elevated experience as a standalone product. So that's where the versatility comes in. We are definitely seeing some fantastic clinical synergies with the PDO Max products, the Afterglow, and the Glow Pin treatment, but we've also seen clinicians that do multiple modality treatments. Like, for example, I think you and I have both seen Alexis do a Clear and Brilliant, the Afterglow with Glow Pin, and a Glacial Glide treatment. So it really is this multi-modality approach that clinicians that think outside the box are doing, that is achieving these, again, these unparalleled results, and they're using all of these modalities together are exceeding the expectations that patients have. So I've seen everything from, again, the Clear and Brilliant laser, Morpheus 8. A lot of our practices use some of these, lasers that do create heat in the tissue. And the fantastic thing about our device is that we are extracting heat from the tissue. We're not compromising the clinical end result, but we're actually treating the symptom of that heat that's in that tissue. So we're extracting the heat. Therefore, we're making the patient more comfortable. So the patient is leaving the practice, they're less red, they're not uncomfortable, and their downtime is being decreased, because we've kind of let that that heat get out of the tissue much faster than it normally would, which is actually, to take this one step further, Jaclyn, it's actually acting as a retention tool for the practice. And so it's a unique differentiator for practices that are offering this to their patients, because when at one time a patient would not come in for a second treatment in a series because they left feeling uncomfortable, red, full of pain, swollen, they're now saying, yeah, I would do that again. Yeah, I had a glacial glide treatment and I left really comfortable. My downtime wasn't so bad. I will definitely go in for that second treatment or that third treatment. So it really, again, is that differentiator in a practice and a retention tool, to keep patients coming back in.
I love that. Not only is it creating that loyalty, but you're looking at the revenue that you are really developing with creating these treatment programs. Because even with some of the other practices that I know have the glacial device, they are adding it on to different programs. So doing different treatment plans and continuing with glacial and then choosing other modalities. So no matter what, they're adding glacial onto, whether they do a series of Morpheus, they do a series of any other microneedling devices, like whatever it is, they're adding glacial onto it, which is, a pretty cool thing to be able to say, hey, I have this a piece of equipment that I could use on everybody. How cool is that?
Yes, and where I've seen practices be most successful, and as you know, I do the practice development for R2 Technologies, and so I get exposure to a lot of different ways that people run their practices, and I sometimes get introduced to new marketing strategies and new ways of thinking. I get introduced to new ways of thinking every day because people are so innovative out there, and what I found with our device, is that the most successful practices are the ones that are making that best clinical decision for their patient. They're the ones that are directing the solutions for their patient that's going to achieve the results. And so their patients are coming in saying, I want X, Y, and Z, but the clinician really is that subject matter expert. So they know that in order to achieve X, Y, Z, their patient needs this, and this. And so what I mean by that is that most of our successful practices are not giving the patient the option to get the glacial glide treatment post Morpheus or post Glam Brilliant. They're the ones who are saying, we know that this is the best standard of care for your treatment. We know that you are going to heal most quickly and have the least amount of side effects and be the happiest you can be to achieve X, Y, and Z if you get the glacial glide treatment post laser. So it's not an option. This is your treatment plan. And really, I think that's where clinicians are the most successful with their patients achieving patient results. And
Mhm.
that's when patients are most happy as well.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, and just having the confidence in their guidance and expertise with their patients and their clients.
Exactly.
So that also brings me to why I love PDO Afterglow and Glow Pin so much as a licensed esthetician. I have been a licensed esthetician for 25 years, and I've not been able to have technologies and ingredients that sometimes
Mm.
the medical field has. And we get to have that in my scope of practice, in the aesthetic scope of practice with threads. So having the PDO powder with it is the equivalent to 1,000 smooth threads in a vial and suspended in hyaluronic acid. I'm just thrilled that we're able to put that into the practices of estheticians that can make even more of an impact on the skin and continue their passion and have this advanced type of treatment that they can use in their scope of practice. And so with that and the point 0.5 stamper that is typically, I would say in nationally, there's a few states that that is sometimes we have to do a 0.25, but that point 0.5 is pretty standard. Great channel for the PDO Afterglow, for it to be effective. But what is even cooler about the fact that we've been affiliated with Glacial Skin is that you have an aesthetic version that it can be used in that scope of practice for the estheticians out there. So I'd love you to talk about that. I feel like we don't get to highlight that much, and that's something that I think is important to talk about today.
Yeah, I mean, the PDO Afterglow with Glow Pin is such a cool product. I remember sitting on the couch with you, when you were giving me the science training when we were at Alexis's, and I was just like, wait, what? This is so cool. So if
Mhm.
you, I mean, for anybody listening, if you've not heard of the science of this product, it really is an impressive product. So you should definitely look it up because it's very interesting. I have like personally witnessed how positive the results are of putting these two products together. We're seeing improvements in skin texture, hydration, overall radiance. By combining what the cold of our device does by down regulating inflammation, we're really kind of treating the signs of inflammation that manifest in the skin, like improving the skin texture and evenness of skin tone, things like that. But then with combining it with the Afterglow product, we're really kind of leaving the skin revitalized, rejuvenated, and we're seeing those positive outcomes immediately from the cold. But then the duration of that with the PDO Afterglow and the Glow Pin doing its job, there's just such a synergy with the durable results of what we're seeing with our product and our technology combined with yours.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really where I'm so glad that we got connected through our resources and networks, and how we are just going to continue to grow not only in the medical market but also in the aesthetic field as well, because we're maintaining some great optimal skin health, but also the results that we're getting, and we're starting to get these before and afters. Everybody look out for those, because we are gathering more and more each month. And I'm excited to continue to share that and to see what this year has in store for us to work together, and to continue to showcase those awesome results when working with these two products together.
Yeah, me too, Jaclyn. I mean, I really do think that once we get both of these products in the hands of our clinicians, we're going to see, just kind of this skin rejuvenation taken to a whole new level by combining that again, that yeah, down regulation of inflammation with the cold, and the treatments post other dermatological treatments, in addition to the Glow Pin and the Afterglow, and combining the science of those products into the skin. We're just going to see just impressive immediate results that I think are going to just kind of take everything to the next level. It's exciting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time and all of this great information about Glacial. And again, we will be showcasing a lot more before and after, so look out for those. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you, Jaclyn.